Good morning, Internet. This is the Old Fat Dad, and welcome back to another beautiful day on the Gilbert Nation Gun Range. Today, we're going to check out this rifle right here. It is the Ruger Precision Rimfire rifle, but is it precise? Let's check it out. First thing I want to do is look at the round that this particular rifle shoots. It is a rimfire cartridge. You can see that there is no primer there. You strike that rim to fire this bad boy off, and it's pretty tiny. It's a 17 caliber rifle. The projectile goes about 2,000, 2,500, somewhere in that range, so it is pretty darn quick for a rimfire round. The actual rifle is supposed to be a precision style rifle. So it's got this neat adjustable stock. This goes up and down to put your cheek on. This goes back and forth to put your shoulder on. It's got a little bag rider right here, also where you can put a monopod. Nice to have for precision shooting. The grip is not the best for precision shooting, but I think, yep, it is changeable. It's a pistol grip that you can change out for different ones if you'd like. It has a 15-round magazine from the factory. A very nice little bolt there, pretty darn smooth. The trigger comes in pretty light as well and crisp. Let's see here, how can I describe that? It has the little safety blade on it, and when you pull it in, there's really not much pressure there before off it goes. Crisp, tight, it's a good trigger. I like it. We have a Picatinny rail up top. The actual body here is made out of plastic, but the handguard is, that's metal, that's aluminum. It is M-LOK, and free floats that barrel all the way down. And then we've got a lovely M-LOK bipod put on there. Doesn't come with a rifle, but also a good addition for precision shooting. All these features, such a nice, beautiful little package. Does it shoot though? I've got a target set up at 50 yards and one more at 100. And to give this little rifle the best opportunity to succeed, I've got 20 grain rounds as well as 17 grain rounds. We're going to test out both of them, see how the accuracy goes. These rimfire rifles can be pretty picky when it comes to ammo. We want to make sure we're giving this little guy a good shake. So let's do about 5 rounds of each and see how we measure up to 50 and 100. We'll start out with the full metal jacket, 20 grain rounds first, 50 yards, and see how it measures up there. Scope on top is the Vortex Viper 3 to 15, which seems to be a good amount of magnification for the task at hand. So, bottom left-hand corner to start us out. All right. This also comes with a threaded muzzle, which makes this very nice for shooting suppressed and keeping things quiet. The 17 HMR is still a pretty loud round. Ooh, a little bit of a issue feeding there. Even suppressed with the supersonic crack, it's going to make a good bit of noise. And this will be number 5. All right, so that is our 5-shot group with the 20 grain rounds at 50 yards. Let's see how the lighter, faster 17s do. So we've got a hollow point versus a full metal jacket, and 17 grains versus 20 grains. Let's see how these 17 grainers do. We're going to put that on the, let's say, lower right-hand dot there. Interestingly, hopefully the camera downrange is working and you guys can see what I'm seeing, but it looks like the impacts between the two are almost exactly in the same spot. I don't know if I just shot through the same hole there. I don't see a second impact. Number 3. Oh no, I see where it's going. All right, number 4. And number 5. Okay, so those are the rounds at 50 yards. Let's move it out to 100 now. We'll switch back again to our FMJs. Get 5 of these bad boys out here. What attracted me to this rifle and the idea of having a precision chassis in this particular caliber is that while the 22 and the 22 Magnum are good rounds, the 17 was really touted as a precision round. So I'm curious to see, working in concert with this precision chassis, do you get some pretty spectacular results? We're going to find out now at 100 yards. Again, I'm going to do the, well, I think I'm going to go for the upper left corner for this one in case we got any kind of drop. It is a very fast round, so I'm wondering if we get any kind of drop at all. Let's find out. It's going to be hard to see these tiny little impacts at 100. Okay, I can see where we are, and, well, it looks like we're pretty close to where we were at 50. All right, that's our 20 grainers, and I can't talk as much when I'm aiming at 100 because it's a lot harder to see the target, so this old fat dad needs to spend more time concentrating than talking. Not a super great multitasker. Loading up the 17 grainers, and the 20 grainers did not see a huge shift from 50 to 100. Kind of a neat thing that such a super fast little bullet will do for you is get you that really flat trajectory. Okay, upper right hand corner here. Let's try out our 17 grain rounds here. Again, not a huge difference in the point of impact. Well, that's our shots. We got some pretty good groups, I think, looking at it from down here. But I'm curious to see what the old Ballistic X calculator says about them. Let's go take a look. Taking a look at our targets, I actually went ahead and shot another group at each distance. So we've got 2 representative groups from each type of ammo at 50 and 100, just to make sure the results were consistent. I didn't get any kind of fluke there. So at 50 yards with the full metal jacket 20 grain rounds, we did really well. That best group that we got was below MOA, so we had a nice tight group for any kind of shooting rifle. With the 17 grainers, the best group was right at 1 MOA, so still pretty darn good at 50 yards. When we move out to 100, it looks like the 17 grainers, the lighter weight round actually performs a good bit better. Both of those groups were sub MOA and looking very tight and looking very consistent with the 50-yard group. So that 0 from 50 to 100 with the 17 grainers didn't move that much, and it stayed tight. Now, with the 20 grainers, it's a little bit more spread out. Still below the MOA mark, and if you take away that flyer off to the left there, you can see that we do indeed have an extremely tight group, but can't discount that flyer. It happened, and the other group that I shot with the 20 grainers was quite a bit bigger. So there is a spread happening with the 20 grainers. Not sure why they stay so much tighter at 50 than at 100, but the 17 grainers seem to be consistent and actually even a little bit better at 100 yards. Boy, that was a lot of 17s and 20s in numbers. all to say that the little Precision Rimfire rifle is shooting pretty darn good. Two very different kinds of ammos and different kinds of weights, and it's still putting them in there real well. A couple of things that I am not a huge fan of with this rifle, due to the way that it's built with the metal up front and the plastic in back, it is very front heavy. Now I do have this bipod on here, kind of exacerbating that problem, but even with that off, you can feel that this thing wants to tip forward. The lightweight doesn't work in your favor if you just want to sit in one place and shoot precision. But those really are my only two complaints. The trigger's great, the action is pretty smooth. I did get a couple of hang-ups, but that might have been me just not quite putting it fully in and out of battery. But for the most part, I mean, it does slip down there pretty good, runs smoothly. I really can't complain about the action. And that about wraps it up for me. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.